I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we are talking about children's literature. It is so important to put a book in your child's hand. In fact, lots of books into your child's hand, because the more they read, the more they learn. They will get into a spiral of success and literacy at a young age. They'll listen to you read the book. They'll form pictures in their own minds. They'll look at the pictures in the book, and it begins a critical thinking process that is critical to their development. One book you'll want to get into your child's hand is called The Golden Kite, and it is written by Sandy Jarvis. She joins us right now on Spotlight. Sandy, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, Logan. I'm so happy to be here.
My pleasure. I love your book. Tell us a
Thank
little bit about the title, The Golden Kite.
The title is actually linked to my own childhood. I grew up in the 60s, the golden years. And in those days, you really needed to use your imagination. Um, we we actually used newspapers to make a kite outside and our favorite games. Uh, I guess some people might not recall is red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Uh,
Freeze tag,
like
King of the Hill, hide
yes,
and
yes,
go seek,
right. Hide
uh,
and go seek, kick the
hopscotch
can.
even, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
kick the can.
Yeah.
Um, those were different times. Today, kids are they involved in video games and their cell phones. Uh, so times are different now. Rarely do you see kids outside playing in the park, especially flying a kite.
Exactly, exactly. In fact, I think some kids wouldn't even know what a kite is. But I think you've done a great job in crafting a story about the simple pleasures, which is arts and crafts. But this is a contest that goes wrong in some ways. The kids become a little too competitive, right?
Right. Benjamin wants to win the gold medal, and he believes that the golden kite gives Lenny a better chance to win. And he feels that he has to do something to eliminate Lenny from the contest. So he get rid of the golden kite. When Benjamin forced Stanley to cheat, everything just goes wrong. Stanley is not a good liar, and Lenny is his friend too. But he's Benjamin's partner, and he feels obligated. And Benjamin tells him, "Well, if you don't, you know, help me, you're gonna get suspended from school." So, Stanley is forced to help him to hide the torn kite because it's destroyed now. And Lenny, Benjamin, um, right now he has no other choice. He didn't set out to cheat, but children are so overwhelmed with winning that they just lose sight of making the right choice. And that's what
Absolutely.
happened with Benjamin.
Yeah, and this book deals with feelings of competitiveness, of guilt, of
Yes.
remorse, of forgiveness. So I think it really does teach some important moral lessons to children out there today. And it, like I said in the beginning, it helps them thinking. It helps them start getting on a path of critical thinking where they're thinking about, well, what about the child who's my classmate in school? Was I kind to him or her?
Right.
So it sets them on that course, which I think is terrific. Have you read this book to any children? Tell me what the reception is like so far.
Well, my grandkids,
Mhm.
and they love it. So often, my grandson, he would tell me, "Oh, grandma, read it again,"
Cute.
uh, and they like Stanley, believe it or not, and they feel bad for Lenny.
Right.
But at the end, Benjamin, he makes the right choice. He decides to tell the truth. Um, he didn't want to win the medal, you know, cheating.
Right.
A lot of children are overwhelmed, with winning. And the Golden Kite illustrates that if you cheat, you will never develop the skills to win. And that's my message.
Well, it's a great message for children. They need to learn those life lessons. It's nice you have that audience of your grandkids. I imagine they're very, very proud when they go to school and say to the teacher and to their classmates, hey, look at this book. It's great. And my grandma wrote it, right?
Grandma, right? Yes, yeah, yeah, I've gotten positive feedback about the book, from not only just from my grandkids, but from my community and my family and my colleagues.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's doing very, very well. I know it's already a bestseller in its category. So it's doing great. The pictures are great. The story is great. Tell me a little bit about some of your other work. You've written another children's book as well, right?
Well, I have a new project.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that.
Well, I'm not going to tell too much,
Okay.
because I'm sending the manuscript out to different publishers, but it's another children's book, and it's called Dolly the Singing Train.
Mm.
And Dolly is unique. She's the fastest train in Ohio. I went to school there, so that's why. And she's being bullied by three main characters: Hatfield, Leopold, and Big Will Alberta. And so I'm gonna leave it at that.
That sounds good. I think you're onto something. I know children are fascinated by trains. I know mine were, and they love music and they love singing. Combining the two together, I think, is a recipe for success. Plus your magnificent writing as well. I'm sure it's going to be a very, very well told story. The name of this book that we're talking about today is called The Golden Kite. It is written by Sandy Jarvis. It's available on Amazon. You can download it on Kindle like I did, or better yet, get that book in your hand, get that book in your child's hand so you can read it together. First, you start reading it to your child, and believe it or not, before long, your child will be reading it back to you. Pick up quality books like this one, The Golden Kite. Sandy Jarvis, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Logan.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.